we'll start the session.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Just a minute, I'm sharing the screen. Right, you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So let's continue. So in the previous session, we discussed about the SQL Server installations, right? So how to install SQL Server, how to install SQL Server 2019, how to install SQL Server 2022, and what are the prerequisites, and what are the ways to install, and also we discussed about the various components of installation like default or named instance, collation settings, service accounts. Okay, the paths where we are going to use the paths to install the SQL Server, instance root directory, instance base directory, instance binaries. Okay, and in case if installation is failed, where to check, how to check. Okay, in what and all areas we will check the installation failures, right? So the importance of configuration file.ini. So all these things we discussed, and we have also discussed about the SSMS installation. So how to install SSMS, how to download SSMS. So all these things we discussed in the previous sessions, right? So in today's session, first I'll show you like connecting to the SQL Server using Management Studio. Then we'll discuss the services that gets created when you install the SQL Server, the folders that gets created when you install the SQL Server. So all these things will be discussed, guys. Okay. So what we can do is let's go to the VM and let's turn on the VM first. Right. Okay. So I'm just starting the VM now. Fine. Okay. So as discussed in the previous session, SSMS is very important. So SSMS is like a client. Every software will have this client server architecture. Using that client server architecture, we can able to connect to the server. Okay, generally clients will be used to connect to the servers, guys. Okay, client will be used to connect to the server. So that is also small application. SSMS is also a small application. So using that SSMS, what we can do is we can connect to the servers that are running, that to SQL servers. We can connect to the SQL servers that are running. Okay, if the SQL server is not running, we cannot connect. If the SQL Server is running, then only we can connect to the particular running instance. Okay. So, right. So we have already installed the SSMS. So how to open SSMS and then how to connect to the SQL Server. So what are the areas we can see in the management studio. Okay. First we'll discuss that, and then we'll also discuss about the services that gets created. Okay. And the folders and all the directories and all. So we'll be discussing those things, guys. Just a recap, how many instances we can install in a Windows machine?
50.
Option
50.
50. 50.
How many default and how many named?
One is
One
default,
default,
One
49
default,
named.
49
49
named.
named.
Okay. So we can install one default instance and 49 named
Name instance.
instances. Good. What is a service account?
which can read and
Which
execute
is
data.
responsible to run the service.
Okay. How many
It can
types
be
of
done.
service accounts are there?
3 types.
Okay. What are those?
Default, customized, and virtual.
Virtual service accounts. Very good. Okay. Default service account, customized service accounts, and virtual service accounts. So generally, as I said, virtual service accounts will be like created during the installation only. Default will be there. Most of the applications in the Windows machine will use default only. In the default, again, we have three types of service accounts: local system, local service, network service. As I said, as these service accounts are already busy with the other services, we don't prefer to use those service accounts, okay, because they're all mapped with other services in the Windows machine. So as we are installing SQL Server for the data purpose and all. Like the priority of the software is data. So the first priority is data. So because of that reason, we have to give the first priority to the SQL Server. So that is the reason we don't use the default service accounts, as default service accounts are already busy with other services. So we'll use either virtual service accounts that will be created automatically during the installation, or throughout the organization, across the organization. Okay, we are going to use a common service account, a customized service account, okay, for the all the instances in the organization generally. So even we don't use virtual service accounts also. Okay, sometimes, like as I said, so in the organization, if there is no DBA team, if other team is taking care of the DBA team, then really they don't change the service accounts and all. So because of that reason, it is very important to change the service account. Service account is like, it's very, very important to run the services. Service account is very important. So we have to make sure, okay, the service account, already service account will be there, because they don't create service account for every instance. So service account will be there. Using the existing service account, during the installation, they will change the service account. Okay. So yesterday we have seen, right, how to install SQL Server with the customized service account, right? So what we did, right, in the previous session, how we changed the customized service account? Anyone remember that step?
Yeah, we have created a user.
Hmm.
We have added
New
it
user account.
local admin.
Very good. Very good. Nice.
And then
Provided admin.
while installing, we have added
Right. While
we have
during the
added
installation, so in the service account screen, so we have added that particular service account,
service.
guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a local service account. Like going forward, we'll discuss about the domain service accounts, because the organizations will use domain. So what is meant by domain? Okay. How it will be created, how it will be managed. Okay. Everything will be discussed. So if you are good at local users and all, okay, the same way we'll manage in the domain machine also. So domain machine is nothing but just, I'm giving you just an idea. It's a centralized security system where all the users will be created in that machine. We don't encourage to create user in every machine. Okay, we don't encourage to create user in every machine. If we are handling 1,000 servers, in 1,000 servers we have to create users. If one user left the organization, we have to remove him from all the 1,000 servers. So that is not a good practice. Because of that reason, we don't use individual local accounts. Okay, we'll use a centralized server where all the users are created. These users will be synced with all the servers. So if you want to add any new user, you can add it in the domain. If you want to remove any existing user, you can remove from the domain, so that it will sync with all the servers immediately. And if even though you have 10,000 servers, from 10,000 servers, with a single click the user will lost the access. In 10,000 servers, with a single click the user will get the access. This is how it will be very important, the domain. And also this will be discussed during the advanced sessions, Active Directory and domain services. Okay, those things and all will be covered. So for now, you have to understand the local accounts, local service accounts and all. Going forward, we'll discuss domain accounts, domain service accounts also. Right. So when you install SSMS, generally what people will do, again they will click on this SSMS setup file. So that is not the way of opening SSMS, because this is a setup file. This is a setup file. When you open it again, what you will get it, you will not see, you can see repair button. You can see repair button instead of install button. So don't open the setup file. This is just a setup file that we copied to install SSMS. So once you install the SSMS, so there are two ways to open the SSMS. One is like just click on this Windows icon and then you can see management tools. So inside that you can see, okay, SQL Server, see Microsoft SQL Server tools. If you just click on this, you can see, okay, the management studio. This is GUI way of opening the SSMS. Otherwise, you can also use just, you can type SS. Okay, if you type SS, then also you're able to get it. See, so this is your management studio, SQL Server management studio 20. Sometimes there is a chance that they might ask this management studio version also. Generally people will not ask SQL version, means that 2012, 2017, 2019, 2022, 2025. So those are all the versions that generally we will use. Okay, SSMS versions no one will ask, but there is a chance that just to check whether you are a genuine or fake, they might sometimes what version of SSMS you are using. Okay, so you can tell SSMS 17 is there, SSMS 18 is there, SSMS 19 is there, SSMS 20 is there, SSMS 21 is there. You can tell any version, guys. Right. So as I said, SSMS SQL Server Management Studio will be used to connect to the SQL servers. In how many ways we can connect to the SQL servers? We can connect to the SQL servers using Management Studio, which is GUI way. If you don't have Management Studio, can we connect to SQL servers? Is it possible? Can we connect, guys?
Can
No,
we
sir.
run the CMD command?
We can use, it is
PowerShell.
possible. We can use SQL CMD or PowerShell also. Okay, you can use SQL CMD or PowerShell also. So using this option, we can connect, but SQL CMD, PowerShell and all, as I said, okay, it is going to it is going to take the command prompt. So like you should know all the commands. You cannot handle like GUI. So GUI means if you want to take the backup, right click tasks, you will select the backup, type of backup, the location of backup, okay, everything you'll select. So if you want to take the same backup using command, you have to write the command for the whole backup. So if you are handling with the SQL CMD, okay, command prompt commands and all, you should know all the commands. There is no GUI. But generally we don't use CMD, okay, SQL CMD in the organizations. In case if SSMS is not responding or if SSMS is not there, just to see small things and all, you might use that SSMS SQL CMD, not SSMS SQL CMD, but generally we'll use SSMS only to connect to the SQL server. So if they installed, generally they in the sense the DBA team only. So if any one of the DBA team install the SSMS, generally you can see like this. If you don't see SSMS, you can also install. SSMS is a free tool, okay, you can install. SSMS is different, again I'm saying SSMS is different, SQL Server is different. Don't think both are same, okay, both are not same. SSMS is just a tool, okay. If there is SSMS, if there is only SSMS, can we connect to SQL servers, guys?
No. We require SQL Server.
Yes. Okay. We cannot connect to SQL servers if only SSMS you installed. SSMS is not SQL Server. SSMS is a tool to connect to the SQL Server. Are you getting the point, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. SSMS is a tool to connect to the SQL Server, guys. So using this tool, we can connect to the SQL Server. So that is how it is going to work. So when you click on that SSMS, so it will open like this, and once it's just opened, you can see this management studio was introduced from SQL Server 2005 onwards. From which version they introduced this management studio, guys? From SQL Server 2005 onwards, they introduced this management studio. So before 2005, how they are used to connect, guys? Any idea? Before 2005, which tool generally they use to connect to the SQL servers? Any idea, Roja?
Maybe command prompt using on this time.
Maybe SQL bench something. Bench.
పెట్టమన్నా ఏం కావాలి పూరి కావాలా నీకు సరే పెడతానులే. So before 2005, okay, we have a tool called query analyzer. Okay, before 2005, we have a tool called query analyzer. So using this query analyzer, we use it to connect. Okay, but for before 2005 means how many versions are there? Hardly before 2005.
Versions.
SQL
12,000.
Server 2000. Normally 2000 only because
And
it was famous from 2000 only. 1993, 97. So people like they are not so like by that time Oracle or some like not MongoDB. What is that? The Sybase. That time, like 1990s and all, generally Sybase is the lead in that particular database industry. Sybase and Oracle so is the lead in the particular database industry. But later, like when 2000 came, SQL Server 2000 came, the database industry is completely turned, okay, to like Microsoft SQL Server. So hardly they use it to use SQL Server 2000. So in case if in any one of the machines, if you see, okay, in case if any one of the machines, if you see SQL Server 2000 means you cannot use Management Studio because why I'm telling all these things means ours is very big environment, very big environment. We use it to maintain 7,000 plus servers. So we are still using SQL Server 2000. We are still using 2005, 8, 8R2, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 22. We are still using. So the older versions also we are still using. So in case if you get a chance like this kind of organization, so you might work with SQL Server 2000 also. Don't be surprised. So in case if you want to connect to SQL Server 2000, don't search for Management Studio. You have to search for Query Analyzer. Okay, you have to search for Query Analyzer using that is also kind of Management Studio only, but the name will be different. Okay, the name will be different from 2005 onwards. It was changed to Management Studio. In 2000, it will be like a Query Analyzer. So using Query Analyzer only, you can connect. And even sometimes the interviews also they will ask. Okay, so before 2005, which tool we use to connect to the SQL servers? Rarely these questions are like very rare questions. So they might ask, okay, which tool we use to connect before Management Studio? So we have a Query Analyzer. From 2005 onwards, this Management Studio was introduced into the market. So 2005, 2008, 8R2, 12, 14. Up to these versions, Management Studio is the inbuilt tool in the SQL Server. 2005, 8, 8R2, 12, 14. SQL Server Management Studio is the inbuilt tool. Means in the SQL setup itself, you will get the Management Studio. In the SQL Server setup itself, you will get the Management Studio, guys. Okay. So no need to install Management Studio separately up to 2014. Up to 2014, you remember that feature selection screen. Okay. You remember, guys, the feature selection screen during the installation. In that, there are two types of features. What are those features, guys? In the feature
Shared
selection screen, shared
specification.
specific features.
Shared.
Very
Yeah.
good.
And dedicated.
There is a specific feature. So management studio is a shared feature or specific feature? Guess it.
It should be a
Hmm.
shared.
Yeah.
Hmm. That is true. It's a shared feature. So up to 2014, we used to have one option called management tools. Okay, so in the shared features, when you select management tools, automatically this management studio also will be installed. No need to install it separately. Up to 2014. From 2016 onwards, Microsoft separated this management studio. Instead of keeping in the same SQL media, Microsoft separated this management studio from 2016 onwards. So from 2016 onwards, you have to install SQL Server. After the installation of SQL Server, you have to install Management Studio also separately. Up to 2014, if you select Management Tools in the feature selection screen, Management Studio will be installed automatically. And from 2016 onwards, okay, when you install SQL Server, like we, when we are installing SQL Server, you have to install SQL Server separately. After the installation of SQL Server, you have to install Management Studio separately. Okay, Management Studio, there is no like a process. First, you have to install SQL Server, then manage nothing like that. Like that is a tool, right? Either you can install Management Studio first, then SQL Server you can install, or you can install SQL Server first, Management Studio you can install. There is no dependency kind of thing. Okay. So you have to download Management Studio separately and you have to install it. That doesn't mean for every version you will download. Only once we will download and we will keep it in the shared location. So we'll connect to the servers using the shared path and then we are going to copy this Management Studio from the shared path to the server and then we are going to install the Management Studio. Vinay, any questions you have?
No question.
Please be muted, Vinay. Yeah. Fine. So this is how the Management Studio will be managed, guys. Right. So when you open Management Studio, it look like this. Okay, you can see on the screen, right? So it look like this. So you can see there are different tabs: login screen, connection properties, always encrypted, additional connection parameters. So all these things we can see slowly. We don't use all the options. We'll use respective options and all for our purpose. So in the login screen, you can see server type, what type of component you are trying to connect. So the first option is server type. Server type in the sense what type of component you are trying to connect. So server type generally as a DBA will connect to the database engine only. As a DBA will connect to the database engine only. As a DBA, our work will be mainly on database engine. As I said in the previous session, SQL Server means database engine only. Like how the car engine is important for the car, the SQL Server for the SQL Server database engine is important. That is the brain, that is the heart, everything. Okay, without this database engine, we cannot store, we cannot process, we cannot retrieve the data. So everything will be done by the database engine only. So we'll always connect to database engine only. Other than this database engine, what other components we can see? As I said yesterday, SSIS, SSRS, SSAS, integration services, analysis services, and reporting services. So if you want to connect to those services, you can select any of the particular, okay, you can select any of the particular services, guys. Otherwise, as a DBA, we'll make sure to connect to the database engine only. So here, no need to change anything. By default, database engine will be selected server type. So make sure database engine is there, okay, here in the server type section. Now, server name, okay, now the server name. So to which server you want to connect? Because you remember we installed two instances in this machine, right? We installed two instances. One is 2019, second one is 2022. So to which instance we can connect? So that you
We
have
can
to
connect.
include, yeah, that we have to include the server name here. So based on the server name that you are connecting, okay, if you want to connect to default instance, what name you will give, guys? Guess it. For default instance, what is the server name?
MS SQL Server.
MS
SQL.
Server. MS SQL Server, very good. But can I connect to default instance using MS SQL Server? Is it possible?
No.
Just asking, casually I'm asking.
Maybe computer name.
Yes.
We have option,
You
right?
can
Computer
connect.
name.
Host name.
Host name. We cannot connect to SQL Server using MS SQL Server. MS SQL Server, then when we can see where we can see Shanmukh. If you remember in the services, it will be registered as MS SQL Server. In the folders, yesterday we have seen, right, it will be registered as MS SQL Server. So if you see MS SQL Server folders, if you see MS SQL Server services, those belongs to dash instance. Dash
Default.
instance.
Default is.
But while
Instance.
connecting, you have to give computer name only. Okay,
Yes.
we have to give computer name only. So automatically it will populate, but it is a named instance name. So let's delete this, and then you can give the name manually. You can type it, otherwise click on this drop down. You can choose from here. Okay, otherwise browse for more. Database engine, what and all instances you have installed in this machine, it will show you all the instance names. Select which instance you want to connect, click OK. In this way, you can give the computer name, or you can even type the computer name using this option, guys. Okay. Now, type of authentication. Authentication means how you are entering, how it is verifying you are correct user or not. Very simple point is authentication. Authentication generally, you heard about this authentication regularly. We'll do this authentication when you are trying to log into Gmail. Correct? When you are trying to log into Gmail, what you will give, guys? What inputs will give?
Email ID, password.
The ID
Email
password.
ID, password. So in case if you give wrong username or wrong password, is it going to allow?
No, sir.
No.
No, means
No.
somewhere it is storing your details with your existing details, it is comparing, and then if it is correct, it is allowing, and if it is wrong, it is not allowing. True or false?
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Correct. So the process of verifying the username and password is called authentication. Means when you give Gmail ID and when you give the password, it don't allow you immediately. In between, it will verify whether Gmail ID and password is matching or not. Yes, matching. Okay. So this Gmail ID is matching with the Gmail database. This password that you are giving is matching with the Gmail database. It will compare. If it is matching, then it will allow you. If it is not matching, then it will not allow you. Okay, simply you will get password error, something like that. You are going to get it, invalid username or password incorrect error, kind of errors you can see. That means it is verifying whether you are giving correct username or not, whether you are giving correct password or not. That process is called authentication. Even in the phone also, when you enter the PIN, okay, you can, the face recognition is there, thumbprint is there, PIN is there. So if you give wrong thumbprint, it is going to verify with the existing database with the thumbprints that are existed in the particular database. Maybe you give two or three thumbs, like through two or three fingers, like left side index finger, right side index finger, and thumb finger of right side. Like you are going to give two to three, um, what is that? Fingerprints. Okay. So when you are trying to use any of the fingers, it will validate. So if you are going to use the other finger to unlock the phone, it will not, because it is going to verify your fingerprint with the existing fingerprints in the database. If it is not matching, so it is not going to allow you. So that means it is verifying the username and password. It is verifying the pattern. It is verifying the PIN. So, and then if it is satisfied and if it is matching, then only it is going to allow you. So authentication is also same. So now, if Windows person also can log into this SQL Server. I mean to say, sorry, Windows person also can log into this Windows machine. Network guy also can log into this Windows machine. Storage guy also can log into this Windows machine. That means everyone can open SSMS and everyone can connect to SQL Server. Is it how it will work? Correct. So if everyone is
If
able,
you give with
yes.
Windows authentication, yes, right?
No, Gauri.
That name has to be added in that current user list while we installing that one. So we have to
That
give
is
access.
true. That is true. That name in the add current user section during the installation, we selected add current user, right? You remember? So
Yes.
I told you one point when you click on
Yes,
add
yes.
current user, an account will be created in the SQL Server with that particular name. So during that installation time, if I added Gauri, then Gauri only can connect to SQL Server. If I added Anil, Anil only can connect to SQL Server because an entry is created for them. For them, an entry is created, and then it is verifying whether Anil is connecting or not, whether Gauri is connecting or not. So that is how it will work. So clearly in detail, I'll explain in the security with the diagrams. And also authentication means it is verifying whether correct user is connecting to the SQL Server or not. Then Shanmukh, it is not asking any password, right? You remember? There are two types of authentications. One is Windows authentication, second one is SQL authentication. These are only two important. Remaining all are Azure only. Okay, you can ignore these things. In every version, you can see only two authentications like Windows and SQL Server authentication. Windows means Windows side it will verify. You remember where we gave username and password from the beginning of the session to till now, in which
Administration.
we gave the password. You remember? Try to recollect.
Administrators.
Administrator. While connecting to the server, we gave administrator password, right? And yesterday, you remember we have added add current user and administrator account is added. You remember?
Yes, sir.
So that account, see here, username. So that account we have already verified in the OS level. Windows authentication means it will verify in the OS level. So we have already successfully logged into the Windows server by giving administrator username and password. So OS level already it was verified. So now I am good to connect to SQL Server as my account is already created in the SQL Server. Okay, so this will be explained clearly. Don't worry. So make sure Windows will as a DBA will use Windows authentication only. So make sure Windows authentication is selected. And encryption type, if you select mandatory, if you want to encrypt mandatory, then select this trust server certificate. If you don't want, okay, you can even put optional also, then no need to select a trust server certificate. If you select a mandatory and if you don't select trust server certificate when you are trying to connect, you will get the error. Okay, correction failed. A correction was successfully established with the server, but then an error occurred during the login process. Provider SSL provider error 0. The certificate chain was issued by an authority that is not trusted. Should SSMS add the trust server certificate setting to the connection to unblock the connection? Okay, remember my selection for all connections imported from older versions like that. This is a separate disclaimer. So now this is the complete error. So now remember one thing always, okay? As a DBA, we should have three main qualities. What are those? Roja, you don't answer. Roja, tell me, guys. Guess it? As a DBA, we should have three main qualities. What are those three main qualities? Guess it. Just guess.
Maybe we should have admin credential. We
Next.
should be part of admin.
Next. Three main qualities. I'm not saying this
Qualities.
one subject wise qualities. Guess it. You can guess it easily. As a human being, also, you should have those qualities. Forget about DBA. Yes. Kavya, you're saying something?
One is careful.
Careful next. Cheerful.
Fair.
Should be more vigilant.
Resilient. Next.
We should
Very
know who
fair.
is connecting to our servers.
Sorry, Eric, you're saying something?
Oh, I said we should, as a DBA, you should know who is connecting to your database servers.
Okay. Okay. Good. Next. Kavya is saying something. Kavya? Okay. So as a DBA. Your voice is too low, Kavya. Your voice is too low. Okay, fine. Your voice is too low. Just check once. Right. Okay. So the first quality is patience. The second quality is patience. The third quality is also patience. Okay. Patience, 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 guys. Why I said this one? See, remember one thing. Generally, when you are facing any errors, we don't even read one line of that error also. Why I said patience means you should have a patience to read the complete error, because in that error itself it will give you the troubleshooting steps. At least it will give you some hints, even though there is no direct answer in the error. At least it will ask to check these things and all these things and all. At least it will give you some hints. So when any error came means simply we are going to click like, or will copy paste that error into the Google and we'll check for the answer. Always read the error completely 2 to 3 times. In this error, you can see the answer also. Can anyone tell me the answer? What is the answer here? Can anyone tell me by just reading the error description?
Yes, sir. Should SSMS add the trust server
Hmm.
certificate setting
Correct.
to the
So
connection to
where
unblock the
we can
connection?
do that? Correct. Where we can do that? Where I can see
You
trust
have to
server
check.
certificate option here. Correct. Okay. So this is how it will work. So you have to, as I said, just said, right? We just discussed. So it was connected when I click yes. So just click connect and again. So this is called connect button, guys. This is called connect button. Okay, like a charger kind of thing is there, right? You can either click on the connect button or you can click on the connect again and database engine also. You can select anything is fine. Click connect again and you can see, okay, mandatory. If you put mandatory means it should be selected. Wantedly, I am generating this error. So if you don't select, what will happen? So automatically you might get an error like this. The certificate chain issued by the authority that was not trusted. Okay. So it is saying a connection was successfully established with the server, but then an error occurred during the login process. So that the certificate chain issued by an authority that is not trusted. So what you have to do, which is like more suitable option here. Okay, it is
Optional.
saying
Choose
trust
optional.
server certificate.
Choose optional.
Yeah, either we can choose optional or you can simply choose trust server certificate. So if you don't, if it is mandatory and if you don't choose trust server certificate, you will definitely get the error. So it is very common that in case if you are also getting the error, don't worry. Just simply select either mandatory trust server certificate or make it as optional also. Okay, click connect. So this is how the server will be connected, guys. Okay, this is how a SQL server look like. Okay, this is how. So here there are some areas that you have to concentrate. One is Object Explorer. Object Explorer is one area where we can see all the objects. Object Explorer, where you are going to explore the objects. Object Explorer means where we are going to explore the objects. So yes, Nagesh, RS is also a kind of a token authentication. So here in the object in SQL Server, everything will call it as an object only. Database is also an object. Table is also an object. Index is also an object. Everything in general will call it as, see, normally in the normal definition also object means it can be anything. Object can be a phone, object can be a laptop, object can be water bottle, object can be charger, anything. So here also in SQL Server, all these things will call it as an objects. Okay. So you are going to explore the objects. So that is called Object Explorer. So using Object Explorer, we can explore the objects. So this is connect button. You can connect to different services like database engine analysis services, integration, reporting, Azure storage, SSIS integration runtime. Or you can also use this same connect button here. You can select the same services here. Okay, fine. So now other than this is the disconnect button. Select the server and if you click on this disconnect button, the server will be disconnected. So what is the meaning of disconnect? Disconnect means, is it like the server is going to be stopped, guys? Is it how it will work?
No, sir.
What is the meaning of
For
disconnect?
user
Server is
don't
running background.
Connect means you will connect to the server and you will work with it. Disconnect means you will simply disconnect. Disconnect doesn't mean that you are stopping the SQL server. There is no way related. Like the server with in the Windows machine, if we have a work, we'll log into the Windows machine. If we don't have work, we'll log off from the Windows machine. So log off is nothing but, okay, you are just coming out from the particular server. The server will be up and running only 24 by 7 by 365 days. But you are coming out from the server, so that is called log off. In the same way, connect, disconnect. So no issues at all. Whenever you have a work, you can connect. If you don't have work, you can disconnect also. Don't worry, disconnect will not impact anything. Okay, I'm connecting again. Connect button. So this is disconnect button. So these buttons are like, in case as the server is up and running, so these buttons are grayed out. Okay, this button especially, stop button. If the server is stopped, you can see this will be highlighted. Okay, this will be highlighted. This is called filter button. In case if you want to filter any objects inside that. So inside, for example, here, imagine there is a group of objects. See, when you select the group of objects, then only filter button will be enabled. In the logins, we will have group of objects. These are all the logins, group of logins. So that is the reason if you want to filter any of the logins, you can filter using this filter button. Okay, which login you want to filter. For example, I want to filter only SA login. Okay, if I click OK, okay, it will show you only SA login. See, it just filtered all the logins. Doesn't mean it is deleted, guys. All the logins are deleted. No, right? It's just filtered. Earlier, you can see seven logins, something like that. Now, when I filtered, you can see only one login. So it is just searching. That's it. You can even remove the filter like this also, remove filter, or select it and unselect the filter. And you can click OK in this way also. Like you can select this and remove this SCI. I don't want to search any login with SCI, or else you can simply click clear filter and click OK. Now see all the logins you can see. So this is a filter button. Using this filter button, I can filter. In case in my database, if I am having 100 tables, I cannot go manually check each table, where is my table and all the tables similar, like the names will be similar only, almost kind of similar names only will be there. So in that scenario, it is very difficult to find our respective table. So better if you can filter it, you can directly get the, you can copy paste the, always do copy paste only, guys, while searching or something in the organization. Don't type it manually. There is a chance that if you type it, it might be missed, like due to spelling mistake and all some other, like imagine customer asked you to create a database, he gave the database name. So database names or server names little tricky. Okay, so it's not like a simple database names and all. Sometimes it's a kind of a tricky database names. So if you are typing manually, you might miss some of the things in between. So better always copy paste. Okay, in the same scenario, when you are filtering the objects, also copy paste the object names instead of typing manually, so that you will get better results. Okay, so using this we can filter the objects, guys. Next option is, you remember, see which login is allowing us to connect to the SQL server. Can you identify the login name? Which login is allowing us to connect to the SQL server?
Last one, sir.
Hmm.
The
Administrator.
administrator.
Computer names
Start-
classes.
So
Starting
now
from Windows.
you remember, guys, now when you click on add current user, what will happen? What will happen when you click on add current user? It is going to create a SQL Server login with dash permissions.
sysadmin permissions.
How to
Administrator.
check? Double click on this login. Okay, double click on this login. Go to server roles. What is server role and I'll explain. Don't worry, we have a security session. See, sysadmin. When you click add current user, then only this step will be completed in the SQL Server. If you don't click add current user, account will not be created. If there is no account created, can I connect to SQL Server? Is it possible? I cannot, because there is no login account. How can I connect to SQL Server if there is no login? Either GUI or command, first of all, it will check the credentials. What credentials that you are giving? These credentials are matching in any of this logins list or not. If they are matching in any of the logins list, then only it will allow you to connect. Simply, can Raj connect to the server now? Is it possible? Guess it. Can Raj connect to the server using his Raj account name? Is it possible?
Yes.
No.
Possible or not possible? Guess it, guys. You can see the answer on the screen itself. Can Raj connect to the SQL server with his Raj account name? Is it possible or not possible?
No, not possible.
No.
In the current security context, why? Because
Account is not registered in Windows.
SQL
that's it.
Server
Raj
does
name.
not recognize it.
Correct. I don't see Raj name in this logins list. If Raj name is there in this logins list, yes, I can tell Raj can able to connect using his ID. I cannot see Raj name. Can Kaustubh connect to this account, to the SQL server? No. Can Eric connect to the SQL server? No. When if they are using their own IDs. If they are using the existing account administrator, they can connect. But that doesn't mean if Raj is using administrator account, that doesn't mean Raj is connecting, right? If Anil is using administrator account, that doesn't mean Anil is connecting. Administrator is connecting. So administrator login is already there. So that is the reason it is allowing you to connect to SQL Server. Are you getting the point, guys? Again, in detail, I'll explain in the security, but just brief I'm giving. So who are there in this logins list, SQL Server will allow those people only to connect to the SQL Server. Other than any login other than the list, he cannot connect to SQL Server. That is the reason Windows admins, storage admins, okay, and network admins, they cannot connect to SQL Server. They will log in with their own name. So that name won't be present because we will only give access, right? We don't give access to them. So they cannot connect. So don't think everyone who can log into this Windows machine can connect to SQL Server. No. No, in the organization, we don't use administrator, a general login. We don't use administrator. In the organization, once you joined, they are going to create an account with your name. Separate account will be there with your name. If Anil joined as a network admin, his name will be like Anil and Anil.k. So he'll be a network admin. He will be added to network admin group. So as there is no network admin group in this logins list, Anil cannot connect. If Kavya joined as a DBA, then an account will be created for Kavya with her name. So if Kavya account is part of the logins list, then Kavya can connect to the SQL server using her own name. Okay, so this is how. So I just want to say one thing that those who are part of this logins list, they only can connect to the SQL server. Is it clear, guys? The end line, is it clear? So if you are not part of this
Yes.
list, you cannot connect. If you are part of this list, you can connect. That's it. Very simple. So this is called server name. Okay. Here you can see three parts actually. First part is server name. Second part is bill number. Third part is who connected to the SQL server. Okay. First part is server name. Second part is bill number. Third part is who connected to the SQL server. So which version it is, guys? Which version of SQL server it is?
2019.
2019 because 15.0. So it is 2019. And who connected to the SQL server using which account you connected to the SQL server?
Administrator.
Administrator. You can see
Your
using which account you connected to SQL server. So administrator. And this is the instance name. This contains actually three parts: instance name, bill number, and the login name. Okay, using which login we connected to the SQL server. Next is here you can see a small play button, right? What it indicates? In general, what it indicates? A play button indicates
Server is in healthy state.
server is
Connect.
up and running, not healthy. Not healthy. Healthy is different. Okay, it's up and running. Server is up and running. When you see a play button here beside the instance, the database icon, so that means the server is up and running. If the server is not up and running, you can see red color stop button. Red color like this, a simple square, small square kind of thing is there. That you can see here. A red color square button kind of icon you can see, that means SQL Server is stopped. Okay, so what is this button called? Any idea, guys? Roja, can you tell me what is this button called? Hmm? Guess it.
Start button.
What button?
Start button. And
Start button.
okay,
Okay.
that symbol you are telling, sir.
That
Database.
symbol only. Yeah, that symbol only.
Database.
Nah, that is database only. This button.
Then
This
data.
button. This button. So,
Service watcher.
oh, very good. Wow, super Roja. Nice, nice. Service watcher. You are going to watch the service, whether service is up and running or not, whether it was stopped. Okay. So we are going to watch the service. So that is called service watcher. Okay. WATCHER service watcher. So using this button, we can see whether the service is up and running or not. So this is how it will work, guys. Okay. This will be used like to explore. You can click on plus symbol, and to minimize, you can just click on minus symbol. You can even use up arrow, left arrow, right arrow, down arrow. You can use those also. I'm not using my cursor. Okay. I'm just see my cursor is here. I'm just using, okay. Um, right. So my up arrow options. So if I want to minimize the left arrow, okay, when you click on left arrow, you don't see anything. Everything will be minimized. And the right arrow will be help you to expand. Again right arrow, you can see. Again right arrow, down arrow, again right arrow. And if you want to minimize, left arrow, left arrow, left arrow, right arrow, expand, right arrow, left arrow, left arrow. We don't have polybase feature, we are getting error, not an issue. We don't have always an enabled, so here also will get an error. Management, right arrow, and again, okay, maintenance plans, right arrow, logs, right arrow. So if you want to open this log, hit enter. So without trying to use, always try to use, okay, keyboard shortcuts, guys. Very, very important. Even though if there is no cursor, you should be able to manage the server, manage the laptop using the keyboard keys itself. Okay, so try to habituate, right? So no issues. It's not mandatory, but again, depends upon your comfort. Okay, I'm just giving an option. You can use tab buttons also, just a tab also to go to other option. So, and the other one you can see is agent. What is this agent? Okay, what is the functionality of agent, how the agent will be helpful for us? So everything will be discussed in the automation class. Agent is mainly responsible for the automation, guys. So using agent, we can automate few things. So that will be discussed in the automation class. So this is how a server look likes. Can I connect to other instance in the same management studio, or again I have to open one more management studio?
You
No,
can
you
connect.
can you can connect with same management studio.
Very good. Okay, you can click on connect button. Right. So if I want to connect to named instance, what
Go
is
to
the instance name?
go to server name and then change it from there.
Server name,
Option.
change it. What name we have to give here?
Yeah, named instance. Computer
click
name
on
slash
Hmm. Very good. Okay. Very good.
instance
So
ID.
remember one thing. Yeah, remember one thing, guys. Okay. In case we have two Anils here. Okay. We have two Raj here. So how we can recognize them? Using their surname. Correct? Using their surname, we can recognize them. In the same way, I may create the same instance in another machine also. But how we can differentiate it? I
By
gave
the
batch
name.
59 SQL Server. Yeah, I gave batch 59 SQL Server. I can give the same name in another Windows machine also. I can give the same name because that is a separate machine. This is a separate machine. I can give the same name in another Windows machine also. But how we can differentiate?
Host
Host
name
name.
the
server
solution
name.
name is there.
Correct. Correct. Host name backslash your instance name. So your host name will work as a family name. Your host name will work as a surname. That is the reason for named instance we have to give computer name backslash instance name. You cannot directly give instance name, it will not work. The full name is computer name backslash instance name. So now in this scenario, this is the computer name backslash instance name. Okay, computer name backslash instance. So if you want to connect to any of the named instances, what is the full name, guys? What is the full name of named
Host
instances?
name slash instance
Backslash.
ID.
Backslash. That too
Instance ID.
backslash, not forward slash. Okay, there are two types of slashes. One is backward slash, forward slash. So backslash your instance name. So in this way you can give. And next, what I have to do? Can I connect?
Now we have to check the trust certificate.
Authentication.
Trust server certificate and then click connect. Okay, so this is how a named instance look like. What is the difference between these two? What is the difference between these two?
SQL version.
Very good. That is 2019 15.0. This is 2022 16.0. Okay, the server name is computer name. The server name is host name plus your instance name. That is the only difference. Remaining all are same. See, databases, security, server objects, replication, always on, management, and integration service catalog, SQL Server agent, X event profiler. So remaining all are same only. Even though this is 2019, even though this is 2022, there is no big difference. Here you can see they removed polybase. So 2019 we used to have polybase. Here we don't have polybase in 2022. Okay. So in case if they remove features and all, generally we can see like this. Just 1 minute, just 1 minute. Just 2 minutes, guys. Just 2 minutes. Right, okay. Sorry for that. So what we can do now, so this is your default instance, this is your named instance, okay? Default instance 2019 and named instance is like 2022. So this is our default and named instance. This is how we can see. If you want to
Shanmugh, are
connect,
you saying something?
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear it, sir.
Right, okay. So this is my default instance and this is the named instance that we installed, guys. So if I want to connect again, you can use connect button. So now let's connect to another instance, okay? So here, this time I'll use, can I connect to any other instance other than these two? As per the current scenario, can I connect to any other instance?
Yes.
Possible? Which one? Which instance I can connect?
No instance is installed except for that 2019, 2022. So how we can connect?
Which one?
Maybe
I'm
we
not
can
getting.
use another user login,
Other
but
user?
yeah, but there are only 2 instances, sir.
Correct. So, but
Shanmugh,
instance is same,
I
right?
couldn't hear anything.
Please rejoin. Please rejoin, Gauri, in case if you're having any audio issues, please rejoin.
No, sir. Other than these two, we can't.
Other than these two, we cannot connect, right? Okay, fine. So let me connect to this. And connect button again.
Local.
Local hosts.
So what are these things?
Same as default instance.
So guys, local host, and we can also even give IP address also. Local in the brackets. Okay, local in the brackets. See, actually, I installed only 2 instances, but here I can see around 5 instances. How it is possible? How it is possible?
Different ways
And
of
even,
connection. Local.
yeah, and even you can use this one. Instead of this one, I'll simply replace this with a dot. Okay, and connect. See, if you remember, see total how many instances are there, guys, here?
2 instances.
Okay, 1 minute. Yasir is asking a question. Yasir, you're asking a question like you want to change the user grade of authentication user from administrator to something else. Yes, you can change it. So select this authentication. You can choose SQL authentication. There you can give your own username and password. In this way, you can change it. Okay, other than, okay, Windows admins, if others wants to log into the SQL Server, they have to choose SQL Server authentication and they have to give username and password. Okay, this will be covered again in the security. Right, fine. So now remember, everyone here, like whoever there, will all have an official name, a nickname. Correct? Friends will call you with a different name. Parents will call you with a different name. In the official records, it will be a different name. So when one person can have multiple names, correct? True, right? So in the same way, don't think these are all different instances. No, these are all different ways of connecting to the same instance. In Windows terminology, dot means computer name. Instead of giving the whole computer name, you can simply give the dot. Because why I'm saying all these things means one DBA will connect using computer name. Another DBA will connect using dot. Another DBA will connect using localhost. Another DBA will connect using local. So you cannot go and ask what is this local host, what is this local, where is the server name. If you see here, it is not showing any server name. But actually the server name itself is a dot. You can connect to the SQL Server using dot also. Dot means it's a computer name. So dot represents a computer name. Here also you can see named instance name. Instead of giving computer name backslash instance name, simply I gave dot backslash instance name. This is not a new instance. to the same existing instance only, but connected using different name. That's it. Are we getting the point, guys? Is it clear, everyone? So in your team, your friends might connect using different options. Don't get confused here. If anyone is connected using dot, don't go and ask, hey, where is the server name? I don't see the server name. So it's very normal that in case if you want to connect to default instance, you can give dot. Okay, so this is how it will be managed, guys. Are we good on this now? Everyone, is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this
Yes.
is of connecting to the default and named instances. I'll give you an assignment. Other than these ways, any other ways are there to connect to a instance? Check and let me know. Okay, so this is the assignment. How many ways, in how many ways we can connect to the default instances? So that is the assignment. In how many ways? One way, I shown you 4 ways. One is computer name, second one is dot, third one is local, the fourth one is localhost. Other than these 4 ways, what other ways are there? 2 more ways are there. Okay, check and let me know the answer by next class, guys. Don't tell the answer now, Roja. Check the
Okay.
answer, Google it, and you can tell me the answer by next class. Okay, so
Yes.
this is the assignment, guys. In how many ways we can connect to the default instances. Right. So now if I want to start, stop and all, in case if I want to stop the SQL Server, right click, we can stop it. If I want to restart, we can restart like this. Okay, but don't stop it, but sometimes we'll restart, okay, as discussed in the previous scenario. So that's how in that scenarios generally we'll restart. So this is a object explorer. This you can just adjust the screen like this to see the server names, to minimize the server names, you can see like this. Okay, and if you want to like pin, unpin also, you can do auto hide and all. If you do like this, it will be okay, so automatically it will be hide, so it cannot see. And if you want to see again, just click on this and again just unpin this. Okay, just if you unpin, automatically it will be there like this. And sometimes by mistake object explorer will be, sometimes by mistakes it will be deleted. Then in that scenario, where we can get it, from where we can get the object explorer?
From
You
file,
File,
object explorer,
object explorer,
option,
Views.
connect to
connect
object
object
explorer. Very
explorer.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Okay, click on this connect to object explorer, connect, right? Very good. So like this it will be, guys. You can manage like this. Sometimes it will be like suddenly, like if you separate this, again it will be difficult to put it here. Okay, so it don't look like a good. Okay, so again it will be a difficult thing. And if you open any new query and all, again it will create some disturbance. So in case by mistake, if you do like this, okay, by mistake, if you just do like this, if object explorer is separated like this, okay, then it will create a confusion kind of thing. It doesn't looks good and all. So what you can do is simply right click. Okay, see how it was, again, it was added as a tab. So now right click, you can see dock, undock will be there.
Mhm.
Dock option. See, when you dock it, then you'll have a better visibility and all. When you dock it, dock and undock option. Okay. So your query results you can see here, whereas your particular object explorer you can see here, guys. Okay. 1 minute. I'm going to do the class. That is how it is going to work. 1 minute. Just I have to inform one batch about the Azure classes. Just 1 minute. Can be online only.
Mhm. Okay.
Roja,
Interesting.
please be muted, Roja. Roja. One minute, just 1 minute. Benny. Okay, fine. Right. Okay, so this is how you can dock it and you can undock it, guys. Okay, just sometimes if it is floating and all, dock float will be there. If it is floating and all, doesn't looks good. Okay, so you can just dock it. So automatically, like it will be like a kind of a docking option will be there, so that you can simply directly you can dock it. Generally, normally it will be docked only, but sometimes by mistake if the object explorer comes out, then again the whole layout will be disturbed. So to avoid that, you can dock it. That is the meaning of dock. It will be fixed. Right. So now, if you want to run any queries, any commands and all, okay, there is an option called new query. By just clicking on this new query, we can run the commands. So for example, I want to see the version. Now you know the version. Okay. Now you know the version of the SQL Server. But in case if you want to see the version output, okay, how you want to see the version and all, by using query, you can also see the version. So I'll make this as 100% to 200% so that it looks bigger. So now I want to see the version of the SQL Server.
Select at the rate
So I
version.
want to, yeah, very good. So I want to see. See means what? Read, right? So if you want to read any data, you can use a command called select query. Select query will help you to read the data. Okay, select. I want to see the version, right? There is a syntax for that. Means a predefined template is there to see the version. At the rate, you can also type version. Okay, if you type version, then you can see instead of version, maybe if you just type versions, okay, if you just leave like this, see here. If there is any wrong in the command, immediately it will show you a red line. Okay, a red line. Immediately it will show you a red line here. So that means there is a wrong in this particular line and all. Okay, so just remove the space. If you see blue color text means what? What is the meaning of blue color text?
Syntax is fine.
Keyword.
It's valid.
Hmm?
Keyword, sir.
Keyword. Very good. Very good. For select already there is a program to write the whole program. If you write select, it will take the keyword. Okay, so like this blue color means it's a keyword, and you can see here at the rate version. So when you write like this, and if I want to execute this, first I will check whether the correct command is, or like the command that I'm giving is correct or not. First we have to check it. Always habituate to this action. Whatever commands, it can be a one line command, it can be two lines command, it can be 10 line script, it can be 500 line script. Always first check whether that is correct or wrong. So how to check it? Select this line, and there is a parse button. Parse will help you to check if any command related errors or syntax related errors are there. Just if you click on this, it will show you command completed successfully means don't think it was executed. No, it just checked whether it is correct or not. If it is correct, it will show you command completed successfully. If it is wrong and if you execute the same, it will show you must declare. It will not show you, hey Shanmukh, don't you see that version spelling? There is N is missing. It will not tell you like that. Okay. So there is a case declared by Microsoft. In case if any mistake is there, it will declare a case. Must declare the scalar variable at the rate version. It will not tell you the version spelling is wrong. You don't know the version or not. It will not tell you like that. Directly, it will not tell you. So in case if anyone is doing the same mistake, Microsoft will design one error for that. So this is the message. Which error where if you double click on this, that will be highlighted generally. If you have 10, 20 lines, if you are getting any error, if for example if you have 500 lines, maybe somewhere there is an error, we don't know where exactly it is. If you just double click on the error, that line will be highlighted. Okay, if you just highlight like this, double click on this error, that line will be highlighted even though if it is in 500 lines or 1000 lines of coding. When you double click on that error, where exactly in which line exactly the error is, that line will be highlighted like this. Okay, so it was like using the parse button, we can check whether the command is right or wrong. So this is the parse button. So if you execute the parse button, don't think that it is executing the command, it's just checking whether it is right or wrong. Now to execute, there is an execute button here. Okay, so you can click on the execute button, then the command will be executed. You can see the output. This section is called output pane. Object Explorer, Query Executor, or Query Editor, and output pane. See, three areas in the SSMS: Object Explorer, Query Editor, output pane. Object Explorer will help you to see all the objects, to explore the objects, whereas Query Executor or Editor will help you, okay, to run any queries. Whereas when you run the queries, you are going to get the output, right? This is called output window or output pane, where you can see the output. So here I cannot see complete details. You can see dot dot at the end, means there is something is there. So you can drag it or keep your cursor here. It will be changed like a double cursor. Double click on it. So completely you can see the complete version. So Microsoft SQL Server 2022, which is an RTM. I told you, right? CTP, RC, RTM, the base version of any version. 16.0.6 x64 means 64-bit. October 8th, 2022, it was like introduced RTM copy and copyrights, and Microsoft, it will also give you the edition of the SQL Server, which edition that you are using. Okay, and on which Windows server you install this. So everything will be like this. You can see the output. So this is how we can run the commands in the Management Studio. So Management Studio will help you to connect to the SQL servers, will also help you to run the commands, to see the output. Okay, so everything you can do. Our work will be on Management Studio only. 70-80% work will be on Management Studio only. If you want to create any objects, if you want to delete any objects, if you want to add any objects, if you want to modify any objects, if you want to see the output of any table, okay, if you want to start, stop, restart of the servers, if you want to keep the databases offline, online, bring the DBs online, okay, so everything we can check it from the Management Studio only. So all the work will be done by Management Studio only. So this is the importance of the Management Studio. If there is no Management Studio, we cannot work on the database. Completely we cannot work. Maybe we can run some commands using command based. As I said, we can connect to SQL Server using command also. The second assignment is how to connect to the SQL Server using command. Two assignments. First one is, what is the first assignment?
How many ways
Different
we
ways
can
we
connect?
can
There's two
connect.
ways.
You can connect to default instance other than these 4 ways. Second assignment is how to connect to a SQL Server in the command, the prompt. So I connected to the SQL Server using SSMS, right? GUI. Okay. So how to connect to the SQL Server using command. So in the command prompt, you have to open command prompt and you have to give one command to connect to SQL Server and run this output and send me the screenshot. Run this command and send me the screenshot. Connect to the SQL Server in the SQL CMD, SQL command prompt, and then run this selected command. You will get the output and send me that output in the WhatsApp. Take the screenshot and send it to me. Take a pic and send it to me. Okay? Clear, guys? 2 assignments. Are we good? Any questions, doubts so far? Very simple. This, like, just why I'm giving assignments. And as I said, as an experienced person, you should be able to search properly. So Google results, you will get it. Google or ChatGPT, any search engine will work based on your inputs only. If you are giving proper inputs, proper prompts, you will get proper answer. Okay? So you should be able to give the proper prompts, proper phrases and all. So to improve your searching skills, as I said, experienced DBA means he is not like a top DBA. He is very experienced in searching the things properly. That's it. Okay. So you should be able to improve your skills also, searching skills also throughout this course. So that if something went wrong, again, I would suggest you guys, if something went wrong, directly you people are coming to me. Why don't you search in the Google? I can understand that you are paying money. That's okay. You are coming to me for the support. I'm not denying that one. I can tell in one word, okay, do this, do that. Or I already explained in the video, just go and check the videos. I'll tell from my side, that is how I'll tell. But if you Google it, you will get to know at least 2 to 3 extra things, right? You will learn extra subject. It's not like a pressure on me, or it doesn't like I was busy, I can ignore this, nothing like that. So in case if you are having any issues, your first source is class recordings. Your second source is Google. Finally, you are not able to found in the recordings and in the Google also, then come to me. Definitely, I'll help you. Even when you're directly coming to me with the error, I'll first ask whether you checked in the recordings or not. If I feel that I have already covered in the recordings, I'll simply tell go and check in the recordings. Because I can simply tell in 1 second or 2 seconds or maybe 1 minute, but you don't learn anything. Next time, you cannot clear the error by your own. Again, you will depend on the resources. So try to clear the errors by your own. If you are still not able to fix it, definitely I'll be there. I'll extend my hand, nothing, no issues in that. But only thing is you should improve your searching skills. Very, very, very important. Keeping 5 years experience, 6 years experience. If you don't know small things also how to search. So this course again, as discussed in the beginning, by just opening your mouth every time in the class, it will improve your communication skills. Second thing is it will improve your confidence while practicing all the concepts, and it will also improve searching skills, and it will also improve your technical things also. So in 4 5 like in 4 5 like areas you are going to improve. So always I will suggest just to follow whatever we are discussing. Just Google it if you are facing any error. Okay, so I got this error, let's Google it. You'll get at least 1 2 hints. You will try it. Okay, if you are not able to fix it, come back to me, I'll be there to help you out. Okay guys, so in the organization also, I even though I'm having 10 11 years experience, still if any new error is there, it was new to me only. So whatever things I know, I'm going to troubleshoot it. If I cannot troubleshoot it, again I'll Google and I'll try to fix it. So you should know how to use this Google and Chat GPT properly. Believe me, if you know how to use Google and Chat GPT properly, you don't need any support. You can alone manage the job without having any support. Okay, so that is how it will be, guys. Those two assignments again, just complete it and send me the screenshots, okay, by evening, by next class. So take a break, come back after 15 minutes. So I'm going to discuss the services and the folders that gets created, okay, after the installation, guys. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
తీసుకున్న లక్ష.
Thank
Thank you. Bye. Yeah, guys. Okay, so let's continue the discussion. Let me record this. Okay, fine. Right. So as discussed, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me go back to the server and let's discuss what and all folders. Any doubts on SSMS, guys? Any doubts, questions? Any doubts, questions? Are we good on SSMS? I'm going to disconnect these servers. Okay, yeah, fine. So if no questions, we are good to discuss the other topic. How many services that gets created when you install, okay, SQL Server? What and all those services? How to identify the services? How to manage the services? How to start, stop, and restart the services? All these things will be discussed, guys. Right. So where we can see the services generally in the Windows machine, where we can see the services.
Services.
Plus
Dot
service.
MSC.
Service.msc or Windows.
Very good. Okay. Windows are services.msc. Okay. Services.msc. Here we can see all the services, not only SQL Server services. Here we can see all the services of all the applications that are installed in this Windows machine. To run Windows machine also some services will run, right? So those services and all we can see. Every service we can see in the services.msc. So generally it will be in alphabetical order A to Z. If it is in not alphabetical order, you can simply click on the name. Automatically it will comes in alphabetical order. Once it is in alphabetical order, select any service and hit yes. It will show you all the services that are starting with yes. So our SQL Server also will starts with yes. So we can easily identify the SQL services like this. Just drag little bit right side. There you can see all the services with their names. So now we have installed two instances. First we installed default instance. Later we have added named instance. Remember one thing. When you installed a SQL Server, okay, initially for the first time, for the components that we have selected, initially for one instance, 6 services will be created. Remember, 6 services will be created. Okay. So SQL services. When we install SQL Server for the first time, 6 services will be created in the Windows machine. What are those 6 services? SQL Server Database Engine Service. Remember guys, SQL Server Agent Service, SQL Server Full Text Service, SQL Server CEIP Service, SQL Server Browser Service, SQL Server VSS Writer Service. If you see, I just separated 4 plus 2. I just separated the same services as 4 plus 2. What is this 4 plus 2 logic?
Shared and
Very good. There are 2 types of services. Like features, we have how many types of features, guys? Specific and shared features, right? Correct? So in the
Yes.
same way, we have two types of services, specific services, shared services. So the first four are specific services. Specific services means it will exist, it will exist once per instance. Agreed or not? It will exist one copy per instance. Agreed, everyone? So when I install
Yes.
second instance, second database engine service will be created, second database agent service will be created, second instance full text service will be created, second instance CIP service will be created. But shared services will be created only once, that too first time. Okay, so for the first time when you install SQL Server, how many services will be created, guys? How many
6.
services will be created?
Six.
Out of 6, 4 are specific, 2 are shared.
Sure.
Now tell me, when you install second instance, how many services will get added? Type your answer
4.
in the chat. Type your
Four.
answer.
Four.
Chart.
4.
Chart. When you install a second copy of instance, how many services will get added? Okay, very good, guys. Okay, so I can see almost everyone said 4. So I guess one person said 2 in the chart. Someone said 2. Okay, so I don't see 2 answer in the chart. That will be fine. Okay, guys, as I said, 4 specific services will be added every time. Okay, because shared or single, as I said, that's why I gave you a PZ example. If any new person is joining, again, they don't buy a Wi-Fi, separate Wi-Fi for him, separate refrigerator for him, separate washing machine for him. No, he has to use the existing. So the shared features will exist once per Windows machine. Okay, the shared features will exist once per Windows machine, whereas the specific features will exist once per SQL Server. One copy for SQL Server. For one SQL Server, one copy. Two SQL Server, two copies. Three SQL Server, three copies. If it is specific features, specific services. If it is shared features or shared services, only once for the whole Windows machine. Even though you install 50 instances, still you can see only these two only, because the 50 instances will use these two services. These are shared. That is the reason we'll call them as a shared. Shared means will be used among the instances. So that's why these services are shared. So now tell me, if I installed 5 instances, type your answer in the chat. If I installed 5 instances, total how many services I can see? SQL services I can see in the Windows machine. 5 instances if we install, total how many services I can see in the Windows machine? Type your answer in the chat. I installed 5 instances in the Windows machine. Total how many services, including all specific and shared? Total how many SQL services I can see in the Windows machine? Very good. Okay. So I can see that Roja 22 and Nagesh 22, Damini 22, Abhishek 22. Okay, Abhishek and Eric 22, Nageshwar Reddy 22, Raj 22, Sajid 22, Vinay 22, Anil 22, Gauri 22, Vaibhav 22, Anil Reddy 22, Ranjana 22. Someone changed, I guess Anil edited from 20 to 22. Okay.
Yes, sir. No.
Is it clear, Anil now? Anil Reddy?
Yes,
Why
sir.
22?
Yeah. Firstly, I
As
thought of
everyone is saying
named
22, it is
instances.
22 or?
So, yeah. Later, you said it is including
Total
everything.
all
So,
services. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
So
why.
the formula, what is the formula to identify the number of services? What is the formula?
4n plus 2.
Very good. Okay. 4n plus 2. 4n plus 2. So n means number of instances. N means number of instances. So if anyone is asking, if I installed 44 instances, total how many services? 2 into 44, 88 plus 2, 90 services total will gets created in the Windows machine, guys. Okay, so that is the rule. So now if you see here, how to identify which one is specific, which one is shared. Now you know browser and VSS writer both are shared, but how can we identify? If it is specific, how it will be, if it is shared, how it will be. Because imagine if I
Using
have multiple copies, if I have multiple copies, if I have 4 instances, so how to identify this belongs to instance 1 database engine, this belongs to instance 2 database engine. How we can identify
Yeah, by
using
the
the
names
Server
in
name
the
is
by
there
the
bracket.
in
name
bracket.
in the bracket.
very good.
Name.
Okay, using the name. That's why I gave you an example. When you are staying in a PG, you will write your name on your belongings or at least one mark to recognize that belongings belongs to you. Okay, so to identify those belongings, at least you will mark or you will put your name or some sticker kind of thing in the same way. So as I said, every instance will have database engine. See here, this is the main service, guys. SQL Server. Only SQL Server will be there. In the brackets, instance name will be there. Now tell me, this service belongs to which instance? This database engine service belongs to which instance? Default or named?
Default
Default.
Default.
Why?
MS
Why
SQL Server.
MS SQL Server? So
Local
that's
server.
why I told you. Yeah, that's why I told you default instance, the name of the default instance will show you MS SQL Server in terms of services as well as folders also. But while connecting, you cannot give MS SQL Server. While connecting, you have to give computer name only. Okay. But while when you see the services and all in your particular Windows machine, it will show you like MS SQL Server. So if you see MS SQL Server services means it belongs to default instance. And named instance database engine, you can see the name. Okay, inside the bracket, you can see batch 59 SQL Server. So if you want to restart the default instance, which service you will restart? If you want to restart the default instance, which service you will restart? This is the
MS
main
SQL
service.
Server.
This is the main service. No need to restart all 4 services, guys. Okay, if I ask you to restart the default instance, no need to restart all 4 services. Just restart this main service. It will restart all other dependency services. Okay, so when you restart the default instance, automatically the full text of default, automatically the agent service of default, automatically the CEIP service of default instance will be rebooted. CEIP, Customer Experience Improvement Program. It's not so critical, just for the Microsoft reviews and all, for the Microsoft like it to get the my customer experience and all. So generally it will run, but it's not so important like the other services. The main service is this is the one. If this service is down, let me show you. I'm just wantedly I'm stopping this service. How to stop? Just right click stop or select the service. You can select the left side stop option. So now let's go to SSMS. How it look like? See how it look like.
Cross after refreshing.
Pause or some other thing we'll see.
Up.
You need to refresh.
It will generally auto refresh. Let's see. If not, we'll see. We'll refresh.
So maybe we need to refresh this.
Taking time, generally not required, but it is taking time. Okay. So
Okay.
it will be auto refresh generally. So it is taking time. If it is like we are using good amount of RAM, storage and all, it will be auto. Immediately it will show you the effect, but now it is taking some time. That's it. So here it will show you, okay, a stop button, a square black button kind of thing. It will show you. So let's refresh it. Okay. So as it is taking time. So remember, a refresh is also one command. Okay. When you refresh, yesterday in the previous session as discussed, right click refresh in the Windows machine, how it will work. We don't know what is refresh. Machine don't know what is refresh. But when you right click and when you choose refresh, in the backend one command will run that will refresh the server. So now also when I am refreshing, it is trying to connect to the SQL server and it is trying to run that command. If the SQL server is in stopped state, can it run the command?
No.
If it is up and running, it will listen the connections.
No.
If the server is up and running, it will listen the connections. So it is going to respond to your inputs. But refresh is also one command. See, when I refresh, how much big error I got? Do you know the solution is like the connection is broken and recovery is not possible. The client driver attempted to recover the connection one or more times and all attempts failed. Increase the value of connect retry count to increase the number of recovery attempts and a network related specific instance error while establishing a connection. See, when I am refreshing like this, I am getting this error. If I refresh the same, refresh, it will be refreshed because it is up and running. 2022 is up and running. So n number of times you can refresh, nothing, no issues. But when I am trying to refresh this one, see, it immediately it was updated. See how the stop button. Okay, there are three buttons here. One is play button, which is up and running. Second one is stopped button, which is stopped state. Third one is paused button. You can even see paused also. So this is how it will be, guys. Okay, paused button also will be there. So the three icons you can see. If you see here question mark, sometimes you can see question mark here. Any idea? Question mark means what? Question mark means what?
Kind of unknowing status.
Unknowing state, but it doesn't have enough permissions to get the status of the services. Sometimes if it doesn't have enough permissions to get the status, you can see question mark. Don't worry, question mark means nothing, no harm, no downtime. SQL is up and running only. If you want, you can test it. Okay. So SQL is up and running only. To just check quickly whether it is up and running or not, if you refresh, if it is up and running, then only you are able to refresh. Okay. If it is in stopped state, you cannot refresh it. Simply it will throw you the error. So this is how you can see. And if the SQL server is in stopped state, you can see the status here like in the management studio. So if you want to start the service again, you can start it from the management studio directly, right click restart or start will work, or you can even start the SQL services from the services.ms screen also. So you can start and stop the services in 3-4 ways. One is through management studio, you can do that. Right click start, right click stop. Okay, let me show you. Now I'm going to start from the management studio only. Okay, so I can start here. I'll get a yes or no pop-up. You can select yes, and then the service will be started like this. This is one way of starting and stopping and restarting the SQL server. Okay, this is one way. Okay, and what is the second way? Through services.msc. Go to any service, right click, stop or pause or restart, or select the service. You can even here just refresh it. It is still not showing, like it is not running, right? Guys, you can see the status here whether running or not. Okay, the third column is the status column. Second column is the description. What is the use of the software? The description will be there. Provides storage, processing and controlled access of data and rapid transaction processing. Okay, the description of SQL server. So the second column is status. If it is not showing anything, means it is not running. Now you earlier you remember guys yesterday when you install the SQL Server startup mode. Startup mode, you remember we have selected three options will be there. What are those three options?
Manual,
Automatic.
automatic.
Disabled.
Disabled. Okay, so see here, automatic. What is the meaning of automatic? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of automatic?
Service will
Whenever
Means
we
whenever
restart,
server restart, it will
restart the
Very
server,
good.
start the
service will
service.
Very good.
automatically start.
Very good. So what is the meaning of automatic? When you restart the Windows machine, once Windows machine is restarted completely, the services also will try attempting to restart automatically. So that is the use of automatic. So it's always good to have automatic because it has to come automatically. It has to come online automatically. We cannot go and start it manually. If you set it as manual, okay, if you see here for some of the services it is showing manual, means manually after rebooting the server, manually I have to start the service. Manually starting 4 services, 6 services is difficult thing. And when we know that it has to start automatically, why again we have to wait for manual attempt? As we know the importance of the service, why we have to go and start it manually? So we'll always prefer to put the startup mode or startup type as automatic. So automatically the services will get started. And under which service account we can see. See here, the service account name. We installed SQL Server. First instance we installed with the virtual service accounts, NT service MS SQL Server. The second instance we installed with the customized service account. See the difference? Now when you restart the server, this login account will try to log into the SQL Server. That is the reason. See, NT service MS SQL Server. You see here, you go and check here in the security, in the logins list, same account will be there. NT Authority System. I'm sorry, NT service MS SQL Server. If someone deleted this SQL software, I'm so sorry. If someone deleted this login, that service account can't connect to SQL Server. So all the read and write operations will be failed. And if you see here, as I said, next time we install named instance. If you go to security logins list, see service account login is also created. What will be the permissions? Can you guess what will be the permissions of service account in the SQL Server?
Local admin.
Local admin in the Windows machine. Okay, sysadmin in the SQL Server. Server roles we can see sysadmin. So you remember yesterday when we are installing named instance, we have selected add current user plus we have added service account also. You remember that screen?
Yes,
And
sir.
apart from service
Yes.
account and add current user, we'll add one more. Who is that? Apart from service account in that screen, add
Administrator.
current user. Which administrator? Of course, add current user means administrator. Apart from administrator and service account, we'll
Local
add one more
administrator.
object. Try to guess it. Very important. Apart from service account and administrator, we'll add one more object.
Sir, whoever is
There.
installing the mission,
Say
so
That
it
is
will
add current user.
current
Add
user.
current user. Then other than this, we have to
Yes,
add one
yeah.
more. No. SC will be automatically added. No need to add SC. You can guess it. You can easily guess it. Other than these two people, who else can access the SQL Server?
SCA.
SCI will be there automatically, so no need to add manually. When you choose SQL authentication, SCI will be there. Next, guess it.
I mean DBA
Other
group,
than
sir.
DBA group. Others also has to connect to the SQL Server, right? See, now also I can connect to SQL Server, I can give access to DBA group, but this is different. Okay, but suddenly you install the SQL Server and you left the organization. After 2-3 days, you left the organization. Something went wrong, you left the organization. Then how others will connect to the SQL Server? So that is the reason during the installation itself, we'll add the DBA group also. So if you left the organization in the middle of the process, the other DBA people can connect to the SQL Server. So in the add current user screen, we have to add your account, current user account. We don't add administrator because we don't use administrator account to log into the SQL Server. We will use our own account. If I got the job, they will create account for me, Shanmukh.k. They are going to create account for me. I'll log into the Windows machine using Shanmukh account. Then I'll click on current user. So Shanmukh account will be added, not administrator. Because we don't have any other logins, I'm using administrator. Okay guys, in the organization we don't use administrator. Because if you are also using administrator, if Kaustav is using administrator, if Nagesh is using administrator, if someone deleted the database, how I can trace them? If someone restarted the SQL server, how I can trace them? In the logs, it will show you administrator only. This administrator is used by Gauri, this administrator is using by Nagesh, this administrator is using by Prasant. How would I know? So that is the reason we don't use a generalized logins. We'll always use your own logins. So that in case if you restarted in the logs, it will show you Gauri restarted the SQL server. In the logs, it will show you Anil restarted the SQL server. So definitely they will come and they will question you. Is it clear, guys? So in that screen, you have to add a DBA group. Anyhow, you are part of DBA group, right? So when you add a DBA group, automatically you will also get the access and service account. These two are very important. In that screen, add current user screen, you have to add these two mandatory. Clear, guys, now? So when you add DBA group, here a login will be created for a DBA group. So everyone from the DBA group can connect to the SQL server. So slowly you will get the picture during the security sessions. Okay, so this is how the logins will work, guys. This is how the particular logins will work. And for 2022, I just want to show you the service account. Okay, we are discussing the services and service account, right? So dot here, if you see dot backslash service account name, what is the meaning of that? Now you know the importance of dot, right? What is the meaning of the dot?
Host
Host
name.
name.
Host name.
Here you cannot
Host
see
name.
computer name directly. You can see dot only. That means you remember yesterday also when you add the service account, it just clearly shows computer name backslash service account name. So instead of giving that much computer name, simply in these scenarios or while connecting and all, simply they will give dot. Dot backslash means computer name backslash service account. Okay, clear? Now you able to understand, guys, the service account and why it is showing dot backslash, everything is clear, right? I hope. Right. So one way of starting, stopping and restarting the services is from SSMS. Okay. One way of starting, stopping and services like from SSMS. Second way is services.msc. Services.msc, right click, you can start, stop and restart. Now it is still not showing like running, but we just restarted, right? You can just right click and you can refresh. Now it will show you running. Okay. So now it is running. Fine. So you can see here default instance main service. This is if you want to restart the SQL server, this service only you have to restart. Default instance main service, default instance full text service, default instance agent service, default instance CIP service. How I am identifying? By just looking the MS SQL server. I'm just grouping all the MS SQL server components. For the named instance, I can group all the named instance components. But see browser and VSS writer, you don't see any name. So in this way you can identify. If you don't see the name, will exist only once per Windows machine. If you see the name, will exist multiple copies for Windows machine. Is it clear, guys, now? How to identify a specific feature, how to identify a shared feature, how to
Yes,
identify
sir.
a specific service, how to identify a shared service. Is it clear now? If you don't see the name, it's a shared service. If you see the name, it's a specific service. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then these two ways we can also restart, start, stop, and restart the services using command prompt also. Let me show you that as well. CMD. Okay, CMD. If I want to stop this, okay, there is a command called net stop. Net stop MS SQL server. Enter. See, the SQL service is stopping. It was stopped successfully. You see, earlier it is running, right? Where is this MS SQL server? Earlier it is showing running. Okay, you can see it is running and it's already stopped. See, that's why it is showing start button. Now you refresh it. You can see, now it is not running. You don't see any status here. As it is not running, then only it is asking you to start. Okay, so in this way you can start and stop the services. Okay, from the agent is also disabled. See now immediately how it was updated. See, I didn't refresh anything. Okay, it took for the first time it took some time, but next time onwards immediately it was updated. So now it is showing stopped state. So if I want to start using the same command prompt, can you guess the command? Easy, very easy peasy.
Net start.
Let's
Net
say
start.
let's say
Start.
use up arrow. Okay, use up arrow. No need to type. Simply go to that point and let's start SQL Server, MS SQL Server. That's it.
So by using net stop MS SQL Server, that means all server, right? All
Yes,
services.
all services. Yeah, all services. If main MS SQL Server is down, means the full text will be down, agent will be down, CIP will be down. If browser services also will be down, guys. If you stop the SQL Server, do you think browser and VSS writer also will be down? Guess it.
No, sir.
Why?
Because other instant
They
has
are
to
shared
run.
services.
Those are shared.
Yeah, those are shared services. Because of that, they will not stop. Okay, only the four will be stopped. Database engine, main service, agent service, full text service, CIP service. All four will be stopped. In this way, you can start and stop the services using command prompt. So now you just refresh it. Now it is showing not running, right? So now you just refresh it. It will show you running and all. So now you can see and go and check the SSMS status also. See, it was okay, a play button kind of thing. So in this way, you can start and stop the services, guys. Okay.
The
So
same
one
thing is
more thing
applicable for a specific
for
service, right?
yes, 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 same thing, same thing. You try how to start and stop the named instance. This time I tried default instance, right? You try how to
Mm.
start, stop named instance using command. Why, Shanmukh, do we need to learn? Actually, no. But sometimes if the services.msc is not responding, if SSMS
Mm.
is not responding, you should be able to quickly restart the services, right? Just interesting thing. One small command, net start, net stop. That's it. No need to remember,
Mm.
no one will ask you also, but it's just for like in case if SSMS is also not working, in case if services.msc also not responding quickly, you can use command prompt to restart the services. Right. Okay, there is no restart command. Okay, stop and start is called restart. Okay, so net stop, net start. Fine. So that is all about the services that gets created and how to manage those services, how to run the services, how to check whether they are up and running or not, how to stop the services, how to start the services, how to restart the services, in how many ways we can do that. So all these things we discussed about the services. So now let's quickly discuss about the folders that gets created. Okay, go to C program files. Whenever you install any software, it will create a folder with the software name. So when you install SQL Server, it just created a folder with a particular SQL Server software name. So open this folder. There you can see two sections. One is instance binaries. Second one is instance root directory. What is this path called? What is this
Base
path called?
directory. Base
Base
directory.
directory. That is base directory. That is base directory. So if you go inside base directory, you can see instance binaries and instance root directory folder. So without connecting to SSMS, how can I check which version of SQL Server is installed in this machine?
Based on the binary directory number.
Yeah, binaries, maybe you might get confused. If you see here, these two folders,
Yes.
if you see the root directory folders, 15, 16
15
means
and 16 build
2019
number.
and 2022. So without connecting to SSMS itself, I can see how many instances installed, what are the versions of those instances also by just looking the server names, the folder names. Okay, so in the instance binaries, this belongs to 2022. Okay, this and this one group, this and this one group. This 80, 90, 110, you will get it for every version. The base features are still available in the folders. So that is the reason you will get 80, 90, 110. What is meant by 80? Which version it belongs to? 80 means 2000. 80 means which version? 8.0. Which version? SQL
2005.
Server. Ah,
2000.
ah.
2000.
200, 2000, sorry.
SQL Server 2080. 90 means?
15.
Uh-huh. Which 15? Who
So
said
Sir,
19,
15?
eight
no?
up to
Who said 15?
2005.
Who said 15?
So I listened 2019. That's the reason
Uh,
I say 15. I listened 2019.
you will get the gift, Vaibhav.
Sure, sir.
I remember someone like I gave assignment, right? Who is that? I am not able to recollect his name. I asked you to write 10 times, right? Versions. I didn't get any response from that guy. Okay. SQL Server, there is no 2015. Okay. So 90 means 2005, 110 means 2000 dash.
8.
Huh? Uh-huh. Oh.
12.
Hmm.
2000.
Who is that 8 guy? Come on. Who is
Um,
that 8 guy? Who said 8? Who said 8 guys? Again, Vaibhav?
No, sir. No, sir.
Who said 8?
sir, I said Sanil.
Anil. So write down equal versions, okay? From
Yes, sir.
2000 to 2022 for 10 times, okay? With the build numbers 8.0, 9.0, with the binaries 80, 90, like initially we discussed it right in the screen. Okay, so the versions you can see, maybe you will get the notes. So I'll share the notes, okay? So from SQL Server 2000 to SQL Server 2025, all the versions, the next table, next column, the build numbers like 8.0, 9.0, 10.0. In the next column, okay, you have to add binaries 80, 90, 100, okay? Like that, write down for 5 times, not 10 times, okay? And send me the picture in the WhatsApp. Okay, as I said, if you do blunders, mistake is different, blunder is different. Okay, mistake is completely different. Mistakes everyone will do. Blunder, if you say the same thing in the interview, okay, chalo, HR will get back to you. Like that, you will tell and you will immediately stop the interview. Very, very important things these are. That's the reason, okay? I'll be very particular about these versions and all. Fine, 110 means 2012, guys. So these three are the main 2000, 2005, and 2012 shows lot of impact on the whole SQL Server. The base features are still there in these folders only. So that is the reason whatever version you install, by default, you will get 80, 90, 110 folders. The binaries of these 80, 90, 110 folders will be copied. If you install 2014 also, you can see 80, 90, 110. If you install 2016 also, you can see 80, 90, 110. If you install 2017 also, you can see 80, 90, 110. Other than that, the respective folder. So by default, you will get it. Don't think that 80, 90, 110 folders are created means we have 2000, 2005, 2012 in this machine. No, you have to consider the root folders only if you are confused. Okay, you can consider these instance root directories only. Okay, 80, 90, 110 by default, it will be copied, guys. Okay, so if you go inside 160, there is an important folder. What is the important folder in this 160 or in the binaries?
Boot,
Which
setup
folder you can
bootstrap.
identify? Set up bootstrap, which will help you to
Get the error.
dash
Summary,
to see the
detail,
Get
get,
errors.
get
the
the
log
error.
Summary.txt
file.
file,
The error log.
detail.txt file, configuration
Summary.
file.ini. All these three important files will be there in the same only. Summary.txt, detail.txt, configuration file.ini. Okay, configuration file.ini. So everything you can check here only. So you can see this is configuration file.ini and summary.txt file. This is if you go down, you can see summary.txt file, summary.txt file and detail.txt file you can see here. Okay, so these three are very, very important files to see the errors, to monitor the errors. First, especially summary and detail. Configuration file.ini will have all the commands, all the inputs that you are selecting during the installation, guys. Okay, and this is how it will be. Let's come out and go to any of the instance root directory, MS SQL. Okay, here you can see the backup location. Okay, and the database files will get created here, and full text data and some other folders, like during the replication and all, we'll discuss all these things. So these are all the important folders. So when you go inside the data folders, you can see, okay, very important files, system database data files, log files and all you can see here. Master, model, MSDB, tempdb, these are all belongs to system database files. These are all actual data files, very important, very critical files. If any of the file is deleted or crashed, SQL Server will be crashed, guys. You cannot directly double click and open. No, I want to see what will be there in the master. No, if you want to see what will be there in the master, you cannot double click and you cannot see like this. Master is the brain of the SQL Server. I'll explain. There is a class on system databases. So just anyhow, we just opened this, right? I'm just giving you a brief. Okay, so data in the data folder, whenever you create a new database, database is nothing but collection of data file and log file. So two files gets created for the database. So we have four system databases. If you go inside this databases, system databases four. Okay, master, model, MSDB, TempDB. So each system database will have two files: master data file, master log file, a model data file, model log file. Okay, and MSDB data file, MSDB log file, TempDB data file, TempDB log file. You can see here, compare here. Okay, so again, don't worry, there is a separate session on this system databases. So there we will discuss. So if you go inside data file, you can see. If you go inside backup file, if you took any backup, by default, it will goes to this location backup folder. If you go inside bin n folder, this is called bin n folder. If you go inside this, here also some templates will be there. So the templates will have these files in case if any of the master model MSDB are corrupted, I can replace those files with these template files. These are just template files. And I'll also have resource, one more database. I'll show you that also. Okay. You can see one more two files here. Resource database data file, resource database log file. So what is this resource database data file log file? What is the functionality of this resource database will be discussed in the system databases. Okay. So that is how it will be. So this is how the folders will get created. And if you go inside the folders, this is how the layout will be. Okay. So that's it, guys, for now. We'll connect again in the next class. Okay, today evening 7 p.m. IST, for US people tomorrow morning 9:30 EST. So if you have any questions, I'm good to discuss. So I don't have any issues, guys.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Sir, can you go to services?
Services, okay.
Yeah. Sir, here for named instance, we have log on as host name slash a service account, right?
Correct, service
Like
account, yes.
that, for default instance, we have NT services slash MSS. So what is
Correct.
this represent, sir? NT service.
That is what we are not using, okay, default accounts. We are not using custom accounts. In between, we have one more account. What is that? Virtual accounts. So if you don't use default or if you don't use custom, it will by default, it will take virtual account. So one of the virtual account name is NT service with instance name, MS SQL Server. The instance name is MS SQL Server, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
NT service with instance name. So that is the reason it will take virtual accounts.
Okay.
Sir, if we won't create any account,
Sir, this is
service
created
account,
only for MS SQL. I mean, NT
Not
service
only
is
for
used to.
not like that. Not only for a default instance. If you use named instance, also the same name. Can you guess the named instance service account if I don't use this account? If you remember,
Yeah, it will be NT service
NT
slash
service
batch
slash
59
dash
SQL
59
Server.
SQL Server. That's it. That's it. As I
No,
used a
sir, I'm
separate
asking
account,
not for SQL
uh,
Server. If we are installing any other application,
the same name with the any same other application, then they will use the existing default service account.
local services. Okay.
Local system based on the, for example, if it is a antivirus software, very priority softwares will use local system. Normal softwares will use local service. And the least priority software will use network service. This is how it will be managed. Okay, if you don't mention any service accounts, it will use either local system, local service, or network service.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
sir, if you go to instance-based directory,
Okay.
so there it was mentioned the versions, right, sir? So why not 2008 or 2012? I mean,
That's
not
what, like
2012,
these
14,
three,
16.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what, as I said, 80, 90, 110, these three, 2000, 2005, 2012, these three, there are very important features are introduced. Remaining all are copies of the existing instances only. These versions shows a lot of impact on the SQL servers. Okay, the new features and all gets introduced from these versions. 2000, right? It was so famous. 2005 also, like it was so famous, like after 2000, 2005 was so famous. And 2012 also, lot of new features, lot of things are changed. So in terms of Microsoft, these three folders only very important. Okay, so that is the reason they didn't include 2008, 8 R2, 2014, 16 and all. Okay, so not required because the whatever features that are there in 2008, 8 R2, 2016, 14, these are all derived from the existing instances only. So because of that reason, they included only 80, 90, 110 folder. They didn't included 100. 100 means 2008. Okay, 100 means 2008 and 120 means 2014. 130 means 2016. So not required. If you install SQL Server 2016, you will get 130. That doesn't mean when you install any version, you can see all the folders. Okay, so 80, 90, 110 shows a lot of impact and introducing new features. So those binaries, the support files will be important. So that is the reason they included only 80, 90, 110.
Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, questions, doubts?
So when we install 2000, like 2012, so all these three will be there, right? 80, 90,
Yes, 80,
110.
90, 80, 90. Anyhow, 80, 90 will be there. 110, anyhow, you will get it.
If we install 2005,
2005, 80, 90.
okay, 80 will be there, like 80,
80 will
90.
be there. Yeah.
Okay.
If you install 2008, 80, 90, 100.
Okay, sir.
8 R2, 80, 90, 100.
Yeah.
If 2014 means, so
80,
110 also will
90,
be
80,
included.
90, 110, 120. 120 is the anyhow you will get it. 80, 90, 110 is common. As per the respective versions, like by that time 2005 when you install, by that time which was introduced 80 is there. So you can see only 80 when you install 2005. You don't see 110 because 110 we don't need it in 2005. Okay, so if you install 2005 you can see 80 plus anyhow 90 will be there. If you install 2008, 80, 90, 100. If you install 2012, 80, 90, 110. If you install 2014, 80, 90, 110 plus 120 will be there 2014. Like that it will be 80, 90, 110 common if it is more than 2012 version. If it is less than 2012, respective folders will be there as per the versions. That's it. Very simple. Okay. If all are good, that's it for now. We'll connect again, okay, in the next session today evening 7 p.m. IST, guys. Next week I will tell you, okay. So maybe next weekend there is a family function. Actually, I have to attend out of station. I will be. I'll confirm you maybe today evening. Today evening class will be there. No issues. Okay. So I'll update you what is the status of next weekend, guys. Okay. Only for next weekend maybe there might be a gap. I mean break will be there. So I'll update. Okay. So if you have any questions, we are good to discuss. Otherwise, we are good to drop, guys, for now.
Sir, can you upload yesterday?
I have uploaded. Again, keep checking. Yesterday night I waited till 11:30 and then I uploaded. You will not get any notification once I uploaded. Just go and check the folder.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir,
Okay,
and
so
also client SDK folder is also common. Also.
same
That one
support
shared.
files will be there. Yeah.
Support. Okay.
Yes. What is SDK?
Software development kit.
Very good. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay, fine. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. We'll see you in the evening at 7 p.m. IST. Thank you all. Bye.
Yes,
This
thank you.
is a
you,
YouTube
sir.
live
Thank you.
session. If you want, you can go and check YouTube live under batch 59 playlist. This class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.